Over the next 6.5 weeks, I'll be traveling throughout Europe with Contiki. I'll be doing 5 straight tours and visiting 8 countries. What makes this trip different from all my other past Contiki trips is that this will be my final time traveling with Contiki. So I'm packing in as much as I can to create endless memories and experiences. This is the Grand Contiki Farewell. Welcome back to Athens. I just got done doing the Greek island hopping, which was absolutely amazing. And now I'm going to be joining my next Contiki tour called the Spotlight on Greece, which is a 4-day tour around the mainland of Greece, starting in Athens and going to Olympia and then Delphi and then back to Athens. So today I have a free day in Athens. So since this part of the tour is going to be more history, I decided that I'm going to be checking out the ancient agora, which is pretty much at the base of the Acropolis and was pretty much like the beating heart of ancient Greece, ancient Athens, with temples and markets and all that stuff. So let's check it out. The ancient agora was founded in the 6th century BC and was located on the northwest side of the Acropolis. The agora was used as a commercial, assembly, and residential gathering place. This is the temple of Hephaestus, and it's the best preserved Greek temple, even better preserved than the Parthenon. So this is a good example of what the Parthenon was like, but on a smaller scale. After checking out the agora, I went to the Acropolis Museum, which is right next to the Acropolis. Most people who have a limited time in Athens usually visit this museum, as it's easily accessible after visiting the Acropolis. I then went to the National Archaeological Museum, and it certainly contained a lot more artifacts from ancient Greece, and I strongly recommend visiting this museum over the Acropolis Museum, especially if you want to see a well-diverse amount of artifacts. After visiting so many archaeological sites and museums, it is hard for modern-day people to really picture what ancient Greece looked like. Sure, there are documentaries and films that give us a good sense of what it was like, but nothing beats the real thing, or as close to the real thing as possible. Well, there's a place in Athens called the Trilogy Gallery, where there are 3 buildings that are designed and decorated as if they were transported from ancient Greece and placed in modern times. Welcome to the Spotlight on Greece trip. Our first stop of the day is in Athens at the Acropolis and the Parthenon right there. It's really such a colossal and really large building in that. Over the next few days we'll be visiting Olympia and Delphi, and I'm really looking forward to learning more about the history of Greece, ancient Greece, because on the island tour we didn't really have that. So let's have a look around the Acropolis and the Parthenon and the other temples that are around here more in detail. The Parthenon sits atop the Acropolis and was a temple dedicated to the god Athena. Construction started in 447 BC and was completed in 432 BC, over 2,500 years ago. Today, most of the Parthenon is gone, either destroyed from erosion, wars, or preserved in museums. Presently, just the outer shell of the former temple is present, with constant restoration and work being done. However, that doesn't stop over 3 million people from visiting this historic monument every year. It was also this day that I first showed signs and symptoms of what is commonly referred to as the Contiki cough, which would plague me for the remainder of my trip. After visiting the Parthenon, we made our way outside of Athens, where we stopped at the Mycenae archaeological site. The site reminded me of something that Indiana Jones would have on one of his adventures. Historically speaking, the site was founded between 1350 and 1200 BC and was the military stronghold of southern Greece, and at its height had roughly 30,000 inhabitants. The next day we went to Olympia, home of the ancient Olympics, where we checked out the ancient stadium and other former temples in the complex. Today, the site is used every 2 years to light the Olympic flame for the Summer and Winter Olympics. A ceremony is held in this spot to light the flame using ancient techniques and bring it to the host nation. On our final day of the Spotlight on Greece tour, we stopped in Delphi and checked out the Temple of Apollo, which is constructed on a mountainside, providing spectacular views. Over the last 2 weeks, I experienced Greece more thoroughly and really enjoyed my entire time in this amazing and vibrant country. Now, I leave Greece behind and make my way to a brand new country, Croatia, where I would begin the Best of Balkans tour, where I'll be visiting several new countries.